Hello and welcome to Who Does Rolls. I am your host Mike B. Here we are with a Mumbo Jumbo, a special Easter Mumbo Jumbo. Why not? Let's make it a special Easter Mumbo Jumbo because I've said it now, so it is. And it's in no way just the normal shit repackaged in a Easter egg shape. No. So as we all huddle around together to eat chocolate to excess and get excited about Zombie Jesus and buddies, here we are. This is the first, I believe, well, I'm going to sip my tea while I think about this, it's the first bank holiday Easter weekend that I ever had off from work, probably in about a decade, I think, because I'm not in retail anymore. That's a stat. So I don't know what to do with myself, but I'm going to film a video. So what are we covering? Well, how are we all? We all good? We all behaving yourself? Good, enjoying life, the weekend, the fucking dog barking, enjoying that? That's good, that's gone down well. I'm fine. I'm good. I'm feeling much better. Actually, no, you asked from the old COVID stuff. Feeling a little bit more lively. So I thought we'd get back to some videos. There is another couple of vids I've got to drop. There is one from Charlie, which is his, I think it's his 12 RPGs. He goes through, like I did the other list. He's done a list. And another thing, the board games that made me video that I'm doing, which is also in the process of editing. Lovely. And I dropped the other thing the other day, which is an old video. But there you go. You've got stuff. Content is occurring. We're over 400 subscribers. We're now thundering towards 410 subscribers. It's very exciting times for everyone involved. I'm beside myself, frankly. I would just pleasure myself now, but I clearly got videos to film, so I'll do that afterwards. So all that out of the way, I think that's covered everything. Jamie and Tony are back this weekend. They've been away dogging, as we know. They've both been, I don't know who was the bitch and who was I don't know what was going on there. Anyway, they've been doing what they've been doing in a tent somewhere. Weirdos. What have I played? Let's do that. Played is a bit light on the ground because I did a video out of sync, so I did a lot of the stuff I played. However, the Sunday last, me and Robbie were the last standing members of the Sunday Games crowd, as the other two had buggered off to a field somewhere for no particular good reason. So we played Dune Imperium in the end. I contemplated Kemet, and then I was like, there's a lot of stuff to get out. A lot of stuff. I had the new expansion for Dune Imperium, so the Rise of X. So I thought, you know what, me and Robbie can play that. It's two of us, will allow us to ease ourselves in to that. So we get that pop. We play 2-player. There's some special rules specific to playing 2-player that you can either use the house deck. I'm going to say the House of Akan, I'm not sure if that's what it's called, or the app. So I bunged the app on because fuck it, so let's do that. So that simulated a third player that they basically just take up board spaces for you. That's all they're kind of doing. They put stuff into the fights and they take board spaces up just to give it a bit more movement. So we did that. Where do I come down on that? First play, hopefully I might get a play in this weekend at some point of it again. It adds quite a few bits. I like it because it's a good expansion, but it's more of the same, kind of, just a refinement of some stuff. You've got some more cards in the deck with some more abilities that you can reveal cards and trash cards to do other stuff. So it's just a bit more padding of that. There is a board that goes over the top, an overlay that takes the top area, condenses down the green abilities you had of doing the mentat and all that. There stays, but it adds this like stock markety type feel to it. There's you're seeing ships out to collect resources. So every time you take the action, that your marker moves up on this track, and you can, when you take the action, either move it up or you can bring it back and you'll collect everything what you've collected at that point, and it brings you everything on that run. And it goes up to 3 steps on it, so you can get troops and resources and money off tech cards and all sorts of stuff. So there's that. That was pretty cool. Speaking of tech cards, there's a separate board with tech cards on them, and they give you a mix of stuff between end game bonuses, during game bonuses, stuff, perks to stuff, or one per round time abilities where you flip the card over and you get something. They seem quite cool. They're a nice addition. You can get discounts on them either by going and getting off from the shipping track I just spoke about, or from taking the action on there to give you more discount, or even you can, when you take the action, send your troops from your reserve to sit on the spot there to also give you a discount when you eventually decide to buy one of those. They seem pretty cool. I got quite a few of them and they were really buffing what I was doing. And there's quite a few cheeky ones in there. I'm sure anything else has been added. That's it. Oh, and the destroyers. So they've added these big warships in, dreadnoughts I think they're called, and they can, as an action, send them to your reserves, and then there's a second action, you can send them into fights, and what essentially happens is they count as free when they're in the fight. You can fight with just one of them, you don't need troops, and when you win a fight they then go over one of the board spaces that give you a buff where you can have the fights over different areas, so they go to there and they can do that, and then they come back to your reserves. Or if you lose, they just go back to your barracks, I think it is. So you can send them back out. So they're kind of cool. So that's kind of what was added. It did have a bit of time. We ended up playing for about 3 hours, which is quite long, I think. But maybe due to Robbie being special. We bungled a couple of rules because we're stupid. But it's been a while since we played. On the whole, I like it. It adds a bit more to go on, a little bit more to think about. A little bit more going on, a little bit more options, a little bit more stuff. You can play epic game mode, which is actually what we played. We played 13 points, which is probably also why it went a bit longer. And a bunch of new characters actually as well were in there, which I didn't even look at all of them, but I played with a couple of them. So yeah, if you like Dune Imperium, then it's more of the same really. And it doesn't add a massive amount, but it adds enough that I like all what it's added. It's sort of one of those expansions that I don't think you would ever play without it once you've played with it. Just gives a bit more meat and a bit more decision space and a bit more stuff to do. So we like that. We like that a lot. So we played that, and much fun was had by all. Well, me and Robbie. So yeah, that happened. Let's do some news. News it up. Here is the news. News, I think there's more news than I've got, but I haven't gone back to check because I think I've seen some subsequently other stuff. I'll cover it if I remember it. Actually, I will. There's one bit I have remembered. Asmodee have announced, I can't remember what the name of it is. They're essentially rebranding a bunch of board games, kind of give them one branding on all of them. And I think it's going to say Unboxed or something. I don't know. Essentially, it's a line to sell to new gamers. So the idea is there's new bunch out, all with the same sort of packaging sort of stuff on them, and they're kind of focused towards gamers. They come with a free version of Board Game Arena in that you can access the game on Board Game Arena with a code off of this stuff. It's kind of cool. And which reminds me actually of something that we'd offered when I was working for Dized. One of the things we were pushing for was that same sort of process. So Asmodee have gone their own way, and we were in talks with Asmodee to do that. Just saying. Anyway, that's ancient history. But yeah, so there's that. I'm going to say it's called Unboxed or something. I don't know. There's a brand thing. Kind of cool. I like the idea of trying to the mass market and trying to make these things more mass marketable and more easier to play. If you were on Twitter in the last week or so, you'd have seen Mandy Patinkin, who is from The Princess Bride and he was in the Home Alone TV show and the Dick Tracy movie. Him and his wife trying to play Wingspan, and the whole rulebook debacle, them kind of getting frustrated by it, but it was kind of cool. It was good to see, and it's a big name, Hollywood star, playing board games, not well, but trying to, and it kind of highlighted the gatekeeping that takes place in the hobby. Is that so many people go, it's very easy games, very easy to play. It's not. A lot of people brought up in the generation of things like Monopoly and all that. And what we as gamers deem as easy entry level games, not always the case. Something like Crack-a-Lack and Poker is an easy entry level game, but something like even Wingspan, as was shown, isn't. So that was quite interesting to see, and there was things happened, stuff. Yeah. The extra bit of news that actually got me standing to attention and got me a little bit perked up was there is another Cosmic expansion. The Cosmic Encounter expansion coming, which I thought we were done with that, which I'm happy with what I got. I don't play it nearly enough, but there is now Cosmic expansion. I think it's called Odyssey. It adds a campaign mode to Cosmic Encounter, a bunch of more aliens, a bunch of more other stuff. but a campaign. That sounds kind of intriguing. So yes, I'll kind of be interested. I do like a lovely bit of cosmic encounter. More cosmic encounter is always good. This sounds kind of cool because I didn't think we'd get any more. So well done everyone who did that. Well done. Excellent work. There was some other stuff. Lucky Duck Games have announced a Sherlock game. And I kind of started reading about it and got bored, so I didn't bother. But if that's your jam, then there's that. There was a Kickstarter game that I since lost interest in, Dark Quarter. It kind of looked... I haven't really gone and looked at Kickstarter, so I don't know. But I saw it and I'm kind of crying off Kickstarter. The only thing I might back Kickstarter-wise is possibly the Escape from New York game, which is due out at the end of the year. Maybe. And then there was something called Mate Munchers. I saw it on Board Game Geek. It's essentially a game if you play an insects, female insects, where you shag and then you eat your mate. So that was a weird theme. Mate Munchers. Whatever does it for you. That was that. I think that's the news. I've written something there. Don't know what that's all about. What is that? What the fuck does that say? Oh, okay. The stuff's turned up. So, the Thing board game turned up the other day. This is all the miniatures. So I think at retail you're going to be able to buy the miniature sets of the aliens, which they don't really play much part in the game. Have you read the rules? And then there's all the characters. The actual board game, which is kind of cool. I'm not going to get it all out now, but the board looks kind of funky. Having skimmed the rules for this, third opportunity, yes, lovely. The Thing. After scanning the rules for this, it does feel a little bit Outpost 31-ish with a few tweaks on it. I liked Outpost 31. I loved The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing. Now a second Thing board game. I definitely want to try and get that to the table this weekend. Maybe I need to scan the proper rules and skim them, but possibly. But it looks kind of Outpost 31, which I played a big 6-player game or 8-player game. How many it went up to of that at CappingCon a couple of years ago, and it was an astounding experience. It was amazing. It included Ben having an absolute shit fit when I tied him to a couch at one point in the game, and betrayal and other shenanigans. And it was brilliant, and it was really good. And Ben has refused to play it since because he said that was the perfect game of The Thing. It will never be bettered. So hopefully we can give this a shot. I quite like Outpost 31. Won't mind playing it again. Outpost 31 felt a little bit buggy. In fact, it wasn't quite there. And I get a feeling that this version of The Thing might also be the same. It's good, but maybe not quite there. But play it and we'll see. So there's that. Gilbert fucking Gottfried died. I love Gilbert Gottfried. If you don't know of him, he's an American comic, very rude. Talks a bit like this all the time. He did the voice of Iago, the parrot in Aladdin. And I listened to his podcast. He's an amazing, hilarious, rude comment. And he's fucking died. That's just fucking rude. He did a great gag on how you could tell the attractiveness of an actress by if you could or couldn't imagine them taking a shit. I kind of feel that that's kind of something that could be played over into the board game arena. Maybe you can tell the caliber of a board game designer of how good they are if you can't imagine them having a shit. So I'm trying to rack my brain. See, Eric Lang, can I imagine him taking a shit? I don't know. He's a good designer. Martin Wallace, who's a great designer, but I can imagine him curling one out. That could have happened. Jerry Stagmeyer, I think I could see him shitting all over the place. Like a house cat, just poo everywhere. But yeah, that's a thought for it. So I might bring that up in the next discussion point we have. I think that's a good, or even at the live show, if we do a live show at the UK Games Expo. What games designer do you think you couldn't imagine having a shit? It's a worthwhile topic, I think, for discussion. This, and then speaking of Wingspan, we weren't, but kind of were earlier. I was at the car boot, season started. It's the car boot time. We love the car boot. Look at this bad boy. The Bird Table Game. I mean, what more can you say? It's astounding. It's even got a Tony Soper's mentioned on it. Whoever the fuck he is. I can imagine him having a shit. So there we go. There is the bird watching game. It's quite good. This is the deluxe edition. which includes a wipe clean board, because obviously clearly there is the danger of, I'd get excited playing this, and I can imagine great arcing streams of jism all over your board game. At least being able to wipe it off now, that's a selling point. I feel it's good. I think more board games should possibly go down that avenue. I think they're missing a trick there. So yeah, this is 2 to 6 players, age 8 to adult. Learn as you play to. I don't care. But yes, just purely for a time capsule, 1984, I think this was. How amazingly shit does that look? Wingspan, eat your fucking heart out. Here we go. Decades earlier, there you go. Wingspan, the prequel. So we'll see. Maybe we'll play a game of the bird table game. Maybe. That's it. I hope everyone's all right. I hope everyone's keeping themselves well. I hope you have a really great weekend. It's a long one if you get it. Play some games. I'm hoping to play some games. Playing some tonight, and hopefully Sunday. And I actually need to wrangle and see if we can maybe play something a bit longer. Maybe, I don't know. So many opportunities, so much to discuss and think about. But I feel that is a good place to put. I put a pin in it, as it were, for the minute. This is it. I've been Mike B. This has been Who Does Rolls for Easter. Happy fucking Easter, motherfuckers. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Even patronise us. Thinking of which, saying of which, I'm going to attempt to get a video film this weekend if we do play the group Think. So if we play the Thing or we play Dune Imperium, I'll try and get a round table discussion and we'll film it. And at the moment, I'm contemplating making them Patreon only supporters stuff. Let me know what your feelings are in regards to that. I will see what the video comes out like and how it is and the work involved in it and all that shit, and we'll see if it's something it's an ongoing concern. I know there's been interest. People have said, oh, I like the sound of that. They haven't yet witnessed us gibbering on for 10 minutes. Trust me, it's going to be bollocks, but it'll be interesting to see. Robbie will be inconceivable. It'll be just like that by that point in the evening. But we'll see. That's it. Fuck it. That's it. All right. Happy Easter. See you soon. Look after yourselves and play some games. Maybe even the bird table game. You could do that. And taking a shit. Think about that. Speaking about it. Speaking of the designers. Bruno. Fuck me, yeah, he'd be shitting everywhere. Giant, coiling out, great big sweet corn encrusted turds, I'd imagine. Hey, look me go, Bruno farting everywhere. Anyway, on that bombshell, good night.